What's going on, everyone? If there's anyone here, welcome inside the Mind of Matt for another live stream on a Sunday evening. I see Techie Dads in the chat. Is there anybody else? Let's go to a different screen. Logical Waste, what is up? 7 people are now in the viewing. Nice, down to 6. What do we got? What do we got? Okay. Hello, what's going on? Rob's in the house. Jade Drake is in the house. How was my weekend? My weekend was pretty good, actually. I'm going to be honest. I spent some time farting around with this thing, trying to fix the problem that I found. And I will get into that as we get deeper into that. But if you guys want to see what I designed, I will show you real quick. This is a little draw my fusion. And in order to fix my problem, I had to make a sacrifice. I don't know if you see what's on my shoulder, but it is the probe that I spent all the time working on. And I had to take it off. And I had to design this. And let's see where. Oops. And you see there's a couple little cavities. I'll show you what that's all about here. But yes, and it did. It printed right there. If you, let me see, get it back on the Cubert. That is the part right there that you see on the screen. So, I'll tell you what the problem was, and then I'll show you what I did to fix it. So, Techie Dad, once again, I super appreciate you attempting to help. We talked a little bit after the stream. I sent my configuration file over to him. I also contacted Tim. And I got to say, you know, I wasn't trying to be a jerk in any way, shape, or form to him whatsoever, because he's been super helpful to the channel and to me as a person. We became friends. We hung out in New York City, but I did reach out to Tim and I made a complaint. You know, I told him, you know, I was on my live stream. I struggle with these screws, and I struggle with this box. And me as a experienced wireman having problems like I had on my stream wiring his product, then you know, what's the layman, you know, is actually what I said. And what's the layman that's not into wiring things for a living? You know, what's his solution going to be? You know, he's going to be pulling his hair out. But so, and his response was, yes, I'm not happy with the box either, and I'm looking for a new connector for my next version. So he's aware of the problems, and he's working on fixing it. But that was about all as the help that he could give me, and that is because he does not like deltas. So, all right, well, good. I'm glad that you're emotionally invested in fixing my delta too. So, this is what I did. I'm looking for something here real quick. Oh, there it is. I got a new vape mod too. Just because I treated myself. But I reached out and I figured the anycubic Kossel guys ain't going to be helping me. This is a firmware issue. This was something in the firmware, a setting that just was not jiving. Okay? And somebody threw out a test for me to do. And well, first there was a comment, and then there was a test to verify it. All right? The test to verify it was a G30 and a specific spot. And a G30 is the G code to probe one specific spot. So I put in a G30 Y0 ZX0. Okay? And it brought down at an angle and put that probe dead center of my bed. Okay? So the comment was that a G33, which is the delta calibration command that is executed when you press the button on the screen to do the delta calibration, a G33 will negate any probe offset that is given. Okay, so I'm probing with a probe that's offset, and what kept happening, I was trying to see if I could pull up the video here. If it'll play, I'll be able to show you. Let me see real quick. Just before I keep rambling, everybody that's here, I see 16 people in attendance. Holler out, say hello, let me know if my audio sounds good. Everything seems okay. I'm not on the proper screen to see my screen health, which I'm about to go on now. So for some reason, my chat is not enabled in my OBS screen. So let's see. Hi Paul, what's going on? Red light. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. All right, the video's not going to play. But because it's on... Oh, crap! It just loaded just as I exited out. All right, I'll be a little bit more patient. But I want to show you what it was doing. And that way you can kind of see the before as far as the problems that I was having in a condensed... But... So basically, I had the probe setting, and then I actually did, what's going on, Sean? That's what I need to do, is I need to put the chat, separate the chat, and I can put the chat down here, and that way I can actually look at the camera-ish. Okay, so from the nosebleeds, you got front row seat, brother. You are right here with me. So I did a G29, which is actually like a bed leveling. Okay. All right, hang on. It's starting to play here. So let's see. I want to put it over here, and I want to put the screen on the right. All right. So this is what it was doing before.
So I made my own mount and
oh wait, this isn't. Hang on, that's a spoiler alert. Hang on. I might not even have the video. I will. Hang on. I know how to do this. I want to go to. That's dead right now. He's printing. I don't need to bug with him. Face. And once again, if I didn't mention this, that it was the Marlin group that really gave me the answer. So if you're using Marlin firmware, like not like using it and because you're using it and you're printing. Like if you're in it, like me, where I'm taking and setting up computers or setting up printers, I'm flashing them. I've built a computer where I've flashed a firmware that I had to design myself. If you're doing that and you're on Facebook, go join that Marlin Facebook group because it was a pretty cool thing that within I'll see if I can pull up the post. Dun, 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 how quickly it was that they responded to me. No, that's not the one. Search. Let's put it right there. Marlin people are also always great. Yes, yes. Let's see. Okay, here we go. See, I'm going to take that one. And I'm going to bring it into here. Okay, this is what it was doing. And then it was done. Okay, so that was what was happening, and because they told me that the offsets were pretty much negating, I came up with the the idea was, okay, I got to get it right in the center of the nozzle. All right, so I looked at a couple of different Thingiverse models, and I really couldn't find anything that I liked, and I figured I have a couple extra end stop switches that I got when I was building the Piper, so I figured I would try to find something for that. So I didn't find anything for that as well, so boom, I ended up jumping into Fusion. And as you see on the bed, there are a few different renditions. I believe that I'm on I think number 6 is what you're seeing on screen. And I did end up printing that on the Delta. And the one that I calibrated with one of the prior renditions, that it worked, but it wasn't a Thingiverse releasable file, because I actually had to heat up with the heat gun and kind of give it a little bit of a twist. What's going on, Minnesota Maker? Actually, I'll just bring them all over and show you. And then I'll show you up close as to okay. So I started out a couple of different versions of this guy right here. Let me see if I can make. Okay, there we go. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? So this is all what my weekend was spent doing. Okay, so the first version was this guy, and I had, so this clipped onto the outside. Had a little hole in the top for the screw, and even on the opposite side, I don't know if I can get it. Inside there, you can see there's actually a cutout for a nut, and it worked actually perfect. Clipped on. But the edge of the effector, which I'll show you. Let me actually click over here and I'll show you what was happening. So I was clipping onto here, and it was getting so close to the belt that it was actually hanging up and wouldn't allow it to continue its path. So that's when I came up with the decision that I had to get it inside the effector. So that's where I started with I think I actually started with this guy, but it was straight, and it worked. And then I tried to screw it a little bit and make it look at, you know, kind of go around the corner a little bit. That one didn't line up right, and then, or actually, that one, when I put the screw in it, the top part broke. I don't know if you can see that very good, but when I go back to this view, so the top part broke when I put the screw in. So by then I had already had it calibrated to the point where I could print on it. So I actually started out and I got a successful print out of it. And that one still, the positioning of the lock screw just didn't quite work right. Of course, I had, that was the other thing, is the length. Let's see if I can, it's about 5 millimeters shorter. And the reason I was having a problem was because I couldn't set my probe offset to more than 20. And just as, actually, it's funny too, because I was getting ready for this stream and I was in the bathroom and I had like this aha moment again, where there's actually a setting in the firmware that it gives me a minimum and a maximum that I can actually set my probe offset to. And it just registered, there's where my 20 is, because I got it set at 22 right now, but only because I flashed it in that. But if I try to save it on the LED or change it in the LCD screen, it changes automatically to 20. So I don't save it and it's still at 22, and kind of circumvent it. But I'm going to show the whole process here in a second. But anyways, this is the last rendition that you see right here, which is the one that's on it right now, and I have not run a new calibration with this on it, which you don't really have to, and that's the cool thing about a Delta printer, is if you get it set up the right time or the right way the first time, it's pretty much going to print just right there, you know. There are some that actually have like a CNC has circuitry built right into the hot end that it is like you could touch it with a hair and it'll sense it, so it goes, and each time it'll go through and probe. And I'm not sure if it does it before each print or if you could set it up that way, but that's something I'm going to have to learn here in a couple months, because I will have one. But anyways, I digress. So in the firmware, I basically set it up with a fixed probe at 0 offset. I did put a 22, a 0 offset X and Y, but I did put a Z offset of 22 because that's what it measured, which I can change. And I changed it a little bit so it goes slower, a single tap, but when you go through the Delta calibration, it actually goes through 9. Well, the first time it went through 15 renditions, but then the next time I went through it, it only went through 4, so I'm not sure. But what's going on, Bruce? One Raz is in the house. I already said hello to you, Minnesota Maker, but I'll say it again. Wiley's 3D is in the house. All right, so, and once again, you do the calibration, you store it. I'm going to go through the whole process here. So, this is how it works. Boom, it comes right on, right off. Little set screw. And of course, if you don't have this Delta printer, none of this is really going to help you, but if you are interested in getting one, I did end up talking to GearBest a little bit more, but I got to adjust one more thing here too. Properties. Oh, it ain't gonna help me. I'm gonna get up close and personal with you guys tonight. So, so once again, I probe. You're going to do a delta calibration with this the first time, and then it pretty much prints just like that. So I'm just making sure I got a good angle here. Let me move this over here instead. Okay, so this is the way I'm going to do it. Let me see. Going to go to prepare. All the way down to delta calibration. And then auto calibrate. And it's going to go and do its magic. Here we go. Oh no! See, I guess I should have tested the sensor first, or the new mount. Let's try it again. I think it's hitting this this right here. See if you guys can see it. My mount is. It is. Did you see it? It is. Ah. All right. So, guess what we do? Well, at least you get to see my mount up close and personal. I'm going to go back to the one that worked, which is my little twisted one. Dang it. Never fails with a live stream. All right. The reason I built this model was the indents, like you saw, is because the back of this has these solder joints that make it so it doesn't fit flush. Look at that. This is what it would look like if it wasn't there. So, I'm pretty much, I was on with this guy, but you see the twist I had to put in it, and that lined it up perfect. So technically the calibrations that I have right now will set. But they can only improve each time you do it. You know, because it's calibrated, it's calibrating it more calibrated than it was before you calibrated it. Does that make sense? You're adding a calibration on top. No, I'm just messing around now. It was like my positive and a negative and positive and negative. A negative of a positive makes it a negative or a positive? Or a positive of a negative? Which one is it? Okay. Mumbo jumbo. Okay. Just doing a little disable here real quick. Alright, it won't let me, so let's do a prepare, move. Could just be doing this from Octoprint, but so the probe basically goes right inside there, just like that. Come on. Okay, as you see, pretty lined up with the nozzle that way. Pretty much lined up with the nozzle that way. Okay, now, once again, let's go back. Prepare. I'm going to go to prepare. Delta calibration. Auto-calibrate. Let's see what's going on in the chat. What's up, Ron Floyd? How are you, sir? Bring this back over here so that we're front and center still. without no central heating and hot air on Wednesday afternoon. Placement is absolute rubbish first. All right, Jim Carter, what's in the house? I did not know why you did not get a notification, sir. Hey, we got Papa Top. What's going on, Bob? How are you, buddy? So this is the third rendition. Like I said, I believe that it goes through 4. Yeah, that's got something to do with YouTube. I'm not sure really. Okay, this is it says 4 on the screen. I'm going to show you. So basically what'll happen, I'm printing boxes. How about you guys? I'm printing lots of boxes. Lots of boxes. All right, and then it gave me a screen like this. All right, so at this point, I'm actually going to go back to prepare, go to Delta calibration, and I'm going to store settings. So next, this is where 330.39 is the new delta height that it's telling me I have, but that's with the probe on. So I removed the probe, so no, you can't see me doing that, but I have removed the probe. I'm going to go back into my screen and I'm going to prepare, I'm going to move access, and I'm going to turn my soft end stops off, and I'm going to move my Z down. Oops. Went too far. I got to... Wasn't paying attention. Hang on. Gotta go back to auto home. I'm going to turn my soft back on. Okay, just to show you. Alright, now I'm going to move my axes, move my Z. I'm going to move it in 10. Go back to ones. Okay, so according to this, alright, so as you see, I'm not quite to the bed. So now I'm going to turn my soft end stop off, and then I can move back to move Z, and I'm going to go, let's go with ones for a second. Ones is too much now, so we'll move in tenths. Okay, so I'm planting it pretty much on the deck. So I got minus 0.3 from what I was. 4.3, okay? So now what I've got to do is make some adjustments here real quick. I'm going to go to Delta. I'm going to go to Delta settings, and then I'm actually going to increase this by 4.3. So that will be 4.3. I could do this a quicker way, but so we're going to be 6.9. $34.69, and I'm going to store them. I'm going to go back to the main. I'm going to auto home, and it should reflect my new height of 334.43. Now if I prepare and I go to move access, move Z, I'm going to go pretty much right down to 0. Okay, so I'm at 6 point, so I should just be able to, oops, I forgot to turn my, crap. Alright, forgot to turn the offset, or my soft offsets back off. I didn't claim I'm an expert here, I figured it out, that's all, I figured it out. I'm trying to show you, alright, so 6.9. Prepare, move, Z by 10. So it won't let me go below 0 now. I forgot to turn that on, and that's what happened. I crashed it. But my new height should bring me right to ground 0. Now, if you haven't watched my video on where to put your nozzle, I'm going to go over this real quick, alright? And if you think about it the way I'm thinking about it, you'll do things different when you're tramming, leveling, whatever you want to call it, and you don't have a sensor, all right? If you put your nozzle so that when your end stop is being hit and you know you're leveling it or tramming it all the way around, if you put it so you can slide a piece of paper through, or you can put it so you put a feeler gauge through, that's a gap, all right? That's not zero. You have a gap. So inside your slicer, you're telling it to print at a specific layer height. All right, whether that layer height is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, it doesn't matter. Whatever layer height that is, and then your first layer, say you have it at 100%. So it's going to put that nozzle at, okay, hypothetical, we're putting at 0.2 millimeter layer height. So if you got a little gap to start, and then you add 100% of a 0.2 millimeters, so you got your gap plus that 0.2 millimeters. What is that? I mean, depending on how much of a gap you left. If there's zero gap to start, and you move it 0.2 millimeters away from it, you've got a true 0.2 millimeters. So by putting that nozzle as close as you can get it, you know, if you can get it so that you can touch it, and then it moves it off just an inch, or just a titch, that to me is where I put my nozzle. Just saying. So from there, you can actually take your first layer percentage and adjust your squish. So like right now with my little mini over here, I cannot get the bed any further away from the nozzle. I've got it cranked all the way down and it's just buried right to the bottom of the, all right? So what do is I'm printing at a 0.3 millimeter layer height, and I have it at like 200%. So it's moving it up so that otherwise it's too close, you know? So you can adjust it inside your slicer. So that being said, that guy's at 0. So I start a print at a 0.2 millimeter layer height. Let's see what we're going to get. Did I confuse anybody? Did I lose anybody with that rant there? Yeah. You get it so that if you're going to use paper, then what I do is I get it not so the paper moves, I get it so it's pinned. Just when it pins it, you can feel it. You know, that little tension, and boom, as soon as that nozzle hits it, boom, I leave it right there, or maybe one more click, boom. That's what, when I was doing the Delta prior to this, it was done manually. It would go to a point at like 5 millimeters above, and I would have to click the knob until I said it was okay, and I would click it, and then I would go to the next point, and I have to scroll into it and move it in and dial it in, and that's how I was manually doing it. So now it's different. So let me find a print here real quick. Something let's go to the slicer. The slicer's on the left. This is the box that I'm printing. And I think I'll make a video about it just because it's got pertinent information, some useful stuff, and you know, if nothing else, then you know, you guys might be able to, you know, throw a party. You'll know when the video comes out. But they're for headphones, believe it or not. So let's pull up my, I'll do 25. No, it doesn't matter because I'm only gonna do I'm gonna do something funky here. This is my little test. center. Bum, 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 bum. I'm going to bury this thing into the bed. Point 2. Yeah. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to give this... This is a little trick here for level 1 if you guys want to mess around. But let's say we give this thing 75. 75. Let's see what that looks like. No, we need more. I'm going to give it some skirts. And that's going to be our tester, is my skirts. So let's try what 200 looks like. Oh, what do you think? Let's go a little bit more. Let's see what. See what 350 look like. Oh, too many. Let's just try 275. Dun, dun, dun. I'm being greedy here, so. Yeah, except for it's going to do a purge line. Let's see if I can remove that. I'm going to control copy. I'm going to delete that. But I want to save it before it gets lost so I can put it back. I'm just going to put it there for a moment. And we'll press OK. We'll go there. And see what it's going to do. Okay, it's going to start from the outside. Cubert. Save. Dun, dun, dun. Put me down here now. Timed out. So we're going to hit save. There it is. Okay. Sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat. All right, let's see what's going on. Standard card while this thing warms up. Let's see. Jessica's already here. Jessica's having some hard times. All right. So anybody even still here? How many people we got? We got 25 people hanging out watching. All right. Yes, I did, didn't I? I don't know why though. But anywho, hello, this is Keith B. How are you? Yeah, hit that like button. Like Ron says, hit that like button. All right, so and one of the things that I just so I got this all calibrated, I got it all together. Um, I had the probe just kind of like draped over, and I like just had a hard time like getting it printed. I would get the first line, like the first couple of lines going, and then it would stop printing, going to a thermal. So I'm like, what the heck? Am I going to have to replace this board? Blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I start troubleshooting. I start taking things apart, and the thermistor had slipped out of its hole, slipped through the tape, and was like hanging out right at the end of the block. So this thing was getting so hot, and it was just spewing plastic. It was burning. I could tell it was too hot. I'm like, what the heck's going on? So that's when I actually got close enough and some light up under there, and I discovered there was a threaded hole. So I do actually have the thermistor wrapped, with the screw kind of holding it into place now. So hopefully we don't have any more issues with that. So I like I said, there was a bunch of things that I had to go through, and I had spent 5 hours on a live stream already, and to try to carry all this stuff into it just wasn't going to work. So a lot of breaks, a lot of this, a lot of that, but I got it fixed. But I do have a sketch now, that if anybody's out there and they're watching this for the Delta purpose, I am willing to share that, and just gotta let me know. Alright, so it's a Homan. Probably should have picked a better color than gray. Yes, the thermos slipped out and it was getting overheated. I'm just checking it as it's printing. Let me get a better view. That's all right. Nothing wrong with being interested. They're definitely a different animal. The way all the numbers and everything that are involved in calibrating this thing, it's crazy. But I'm gonna bring the camera over here. And that way I can watch it. Now the next level of calibrating that can be done is, let me see if I can, if I go to tune, I could do a baby step, and then I can move it down or up. So if I'm getting too much of a mush, then I can, you know, I think I want to move this down. I guess that's the smallest it's going to let me move it. It's not quite sticking. I am going to speed up the printing though. Let's go 200%. So, and then once you're comfortable, you know, with, I didn't actually do this print. I just kind of like started a print, and I mean, I'm not trying to be cocky when I say this in any way, but I've set this thing up enough times that I just knew whether or not the nozzle was in the right spot or not. So, you know, it was pretty much perfect right from the get-go. But this was just for me to actually see the whole outer rim and see if it was actually on point or not. So I'm going to stop it, and we're going to print something for real. And then we'll chat. Let's go with this guy and this guy. Check something real quick. There, boom, boom. Oh, see, that's why we check it before we save it. I gotta go back to, let's just try 2. See if we can print faster. Yeah, I like it. Just wait for it to get back up to heat. Put this guy over here. Let's see what's going on. Tina. Hello, Tina. Is that my Tina? Is that you, Tina? So yeah, the other night when I was live streaming, my girlfriend's grandson's playroom is pretty much right underneath me. So he heard me up here talking. So he's like, oh, I thought I heard him live streaming. So he searched and found me, and he was downstairs watching my live stream. You should use color filament. I see it laid. Yes, I'm going to change the filament color here. Well, this is the color I'm printing with currently. So I guess, why not use that one? So, the good news is that I now have an extra sensor to put on one of the other machines that don't have a sensor on them. Now I have another sensor that I was planning on putting on the CR10. But I still have the ANET, and I still have my other model price maker select. Alright, I did forget to put my script back in now. So copy, back in the G script. From here and back to there and then OK, and now we'll export it one more time to Qbert, which is up there now. I'm over here now. Okay, so let's see. Successfully exported. We are at temperature. Let's get on a better view of the camera, of the printer. For now, and let us print. feel like it's too far away from the bed. Sorry, didn't realize the camera angle was so bad off. I did do a little baby stepping, dropped it down like 0.113 at this point, so it's definitely a little bit too high above the bed, that's for sure. Ron, really, you did G coding for 20 years, huh? Or 40 years, I should say. Wow. I was still at 200%. My feed rate was still at 200% by the, I did that earlier when it started in the rings. It was too slow, so I sped it up. I'm going to cancel this. I'm not happy. Alright, so what I'm going to do to adjust that is, see, that's what my delta height is now. So I'm going to make that, I'm going to go to prepare, delta calibration, delta setting, my delta height, and I'm going to increase that, and I'm going to go 0.8. Restore, auto home. It should show my proper settings. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just gonna just reboot. the other day, and I was coming down the stairs because it was an 11-story building, and they're putting new heaters in, and because the apartments are stacked right on top of each other, so are the heaters. So there's 11 heaters right on top of each other. They're fed with 3 circuits. They're kind of sharing. So I had to go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next to heat them up. So as I'm going from one floor to the next, I come through, and on the stairs I see a pack of Marlboro cigarettes. And I grabbed it, I opened it up, and it was more than half full. And I closed it, and I set it back down on the steps, and I walked away. 100%. Audio is horrible. Hang on. Check, check, 1, 2. Is that better? I could actually see it on my screen, but now it seems like it's gone. Let me know if it's gone. Okay. Yeah, it was actually showing me on the screen one half of the mic was caught up, and it's actually, the mic is built right into this camera right here. Yeah, but I'm 100%. I did this thing right here. My entire wardrobe has been, you know, catered around the fact that I smoke. You know, I wear pocketed t-shirts at work, and yes, I did, John. I watched those videos, and it was one of the contributing factors to me quitting. Yes, but this thing in my, I've been putting it in my pocket, and then of course where I'm wearing my pouch, you know, I got a material pouch right here, so I set it right in here. And of course, where is it? Where is it? Must be in the truck. But I designed a holster. A bunch of people made fun of me about it, but still it works. But I got me a work vape, so I can carry it around. It's much lighter, much easier. So it's been this coming Wednesday will be 7 weeks, 100% smoke, cigarette free. Ah, for an eye loop, huh? Very interesting. I know guys that I used to work with, maintenance guys. They'd have a pocket protector, all kinds of pens and stuff. There's this one plumber that shows up on the job. He's got like a little spiral notebook in there with a bunch of pens. He's got a thermometer. He's got all kinds of crazy stuff in there. And I'm like, hey, Tom, got any more room in your pocket there? You might be able to fit your smartphone. But yep, as you see, got the Delta fixed. Thank you, Ron. Thank you. Appreciate it. And taking it to the next level to share with you guys. On the day that they announced Murph, I bought my tickets, and it just happened to be that day was 175 days away. Okay? So I made a proclamation that for the excuse me, and it's gonna start. So I don't have to be here much longer. Now I'm just jabbering, but I'm going to Murph. At the time when I bought my tickets, it was 175 days. So on Twitter, I made the announcements that it is 175 days from now, I will own a CME CNC 3D printer. So I'm taking all of my smoke money. I opened up a savings account this past Friday, and I'm just putting it in the account. And every week, instead of smoking cigarettes, I'll put some money into the account, and I'll buy a really nice 3D printer with it. And help pay for my trip and this, that, and the other. So, oh. But yes, I will soon own a. My heart is set, unless they come out with something to like premiere at Murph. I will be purchasing me an Artemis, just like Mr. James Carter has. If there's any vapors out there, this stuff right here, Monster or Jam Monster, this is blackberry jam and butter and toast. Now that doesn't sound very appetizing, but let me tell you, this is delicious. It's one of the best juices that I've had so far. Way better than the smell of cigarettes. But I got lots of printing going on. I got, let's see, Mo's over here, kind of hiding. Oh, Mo's up here. Yeah. Mo's up there printing the box. We got, let's see, I gotta get my fat head out of the way. Yolanda's down here. Printing the box. Yeah, I like the fruit ones too, Rob. But I'm telling you, you should try. I'll let you try some of this if you're more than welcome to come over. Do it anytime, man. I told you. But I know you probably got stuff to do too, so. All right, so next printer we gotta fix. Well, I mean, I got two more to fix, and it seems like at this point, at this point, it really doesn't matter. Hey, what's going on? Walter's in the house. How you doing, brother? The butter flavor threw me off, yeah. I can understand that. There was actually somebody on the job site that told me about it, and I told him that sounded disgusting, and I just had to have it get a try. Yes, Walter, it's all fixed. I mean, it was working before, but I wanted to put a sensor on it, and it turned out that I didn't get to put the sensor on it. You got to put gas in the generator. Yeah, Walter is on generator power. He has been affected by the Hurricane Michael. Oh, he's been without power for a couple days now. So, come Wednesday, I will once again. It's my, it's my girlfriend's night out. So I get to live stream and either that or make a video. I do have a couple things lined up for the wax in the wax department. You guys want to get a little sneak peek of that? Got me a silicone decorating pen that we're gonna turn into a wax injecting apparatus. Maybe, hopefully, more to come. So, hey, what's going on? We got Dan from Tesla Filament in the house. What is up, my friend? And, oh, by the way, Walter, even though he may be affected by the hurricane, he is a brand new, proud grandpappy. Congratulations, Walter. I saw the pictures of that. But more on baby subject, Mr. Dan from Tesla Filament is a new father. I believe it's a little boy. Was born just a couple days ago. Congratulations once again, Dan. John, have I tried mold lay? Good question. They were one of the. I reached out to them after I reached out to Machinable Wax. Machinable Wax sent me this really nice fat roll of filament, and Mold Lay sent me 2 partial tangled coils, and I could never get them uncoiled enough in my mind. To be honest, it pissed me off, so I didn't even bother trying to print with it. So, okay, Chris, how did I fix it? Okay, so the G33 Delta calibration command null and voids any probe offsets that you put into the firmware. So basically, it did not see my probe. It saw it was just trying to probe the center right where the nozzle is. So what I ended up doing was designing and printing up a nice little switch mount, and I did myself a delta calibration, and then I just set my offset at that point and my delta height. I just actually had to stop the print, make an adjustment, and once the delta calibration is in, pretty much it'll stay right there. You can just print from it. So I ended up taking off the sensor, and I just used a switch type of end stop to do it. And that was the fix. Oh, it was a baby girl. Okay. I'm sorry. It was a baby girl. I saw like newborn pictures, and it was hard to tell. So, like I was saying, I still got the CR10 to fix. And what I'm having a problem with is a major under extrusion. I'm not sure if my nozzle is clogged, which I did do a clearing of it. But I've always had problems with some artifacts that I don't get on a printer that is direct drive. So whoa, $10 from Chris for deltas are hard. So yes, they're a different animal. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. You do enough for me as it is. I guess that's what I get for wearing your shirt on my live stream, huh? Thank you, buddy. So yeah, usually it's the nozzle, but what I've got, let me see if I can find it. Okay, there it is. I've got a nice mount with a sensor spot. So I'm going to actually take the CR10. It's already got a version of Marlin in it that I had designed. And I am just going to it wasn't crashes, it was just stop printing, you know. But I'm going to make it a direct drive. I'm going to put the sensor on it. I'm going to reflash it with the firmware and get it all set up with this. So that's what I'm going to do with the CR10. Now the ANET's a little bit more complicated. So I definitely know it's going to be more than one live stream in order to get that done. Because I'm going to have to do a whole new mount for the E3D V6 that I have on it. So that it's got a sensor spot, because I'm going to add a sensor. And I'm going to replace the bearings, and I'm going to flash the board with Marlin. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to do a bootloader and all that. So it's going to be quite an upgrade for the ANET. Even though right now I could, I also have to fix the bed wires because the connector is kind of burnt up. So I might end up, because I'm going to have to take it off in order to replace the bearings anyway. So I'm going to probably solder it while I'm at it. So that's the plan with those guys, in printer repair, live streaming that's going to happen. So, but Chris, I'm glad that you showed up. Are you still here, Chris? Tell me you're still here. Because I actually showed up at the inside the fun basement, or in the fun basement, fun in the basement, fun in the country basement, fun in the country. See, if he involved me, then it would be fun inside the country basement. But if you're here, Chris, I have a question for you. I tried to catch you during the stream today, but you turned out to not be present. Okay, so I got some TMZ 2208s. Okay, I'm gonna go back and watch your video again, but if I just plug them in, then I shouldn't have to do anything other than just plug them in and tell my firmware that they're 2208s, right? Do I have to set all those things, or can I just plug them in and not tell it anything? Oh, I'm gonna watch a video again. But I thought about putting these on the Delta and see if I can get some improvement on them as well. FIBMOMITKB. Fun inside the mind of Matt's the country basement. That's. Did you get the link I sent you for the aluminum casting? Yes. Is that what that was? The live stream, was it? There's so much going on right now. Chris, I love you. Are you coming to Murph? Chris? That's what she said. Boom, just plug them in, no issue. Now, they might be, I have to, so I don't have to like clip off, because I've got to do a complete solder job. This is the way they came. So, do I have to clip some pins, or can I just solder them all? Yes, CNX Tech. This was a Delta calibration issue that I suffered by putting a probe on it. Nice. Can't wait, Chris. I'm going too. So, but CNX Tech, it turned out that the G33 Delta G-code command negates any probe offsets. And what was happening is it was like probing way off and just doing some crazy stuff. So only in spread cycle, I believe so. I'll have to rewatch that video and then I can solder it. I'm not scared. I can solder them all? Okay. The only thing I don't have for them is heat sinks, but I don't know if anybody else noticed them, but there was like at Murph last year at the end there was like a table with these like a big pile of them just laying there, and I picked up 5 of them. So I know that they're not cheap. So 5 2208s, how much is that worth? Score. I've got I'm not sure if I'm I think I'm a subscriber of yours. Was it on a probe? I have to check it out. I'll have to check you out too. Let's search for CNX. CNX Tech. CNX Tech. 38? Why do you only have 38 subscribers? Well, let's fix it. I just subscribed to. Let's see if we get you to 50. How many people are watching? 21. If 21 people go and subscribe to him, we'll have it. This right now is being printed at, I believe, 60 millimeters per second or 50. 60 millimeters per second. Onto your MK 2.5, and all I had to do was run a wire from the VD, put them in self-tap mode, but unsure with the board that comes with the Delta. You moved over from written. Okay, so you were a writer for what? Was there a magazine or just like a vlog or a blog or something? Here's his channel, guy, if anybody wants to go check it out. And if you haven't subscribed to Chris Riley, and I believe everybody in here is a Chris Riley subscriber, because he's awesome. And I mean that with sincerity, Chris. Yes, I know you can't type full URL. I'm still not sure how to enable all that. Yeah, so was it worth it doing that? Bacon in a bun? And I remember when you subscribed, I'm like, bacon in the bun. I think I've had some really, really strange subscription names come across. From CNX Software. Okay. Well, welcome to the YouTube community. I hope that they treat you better than they've treated me. I say that in jest, but yeah, it's a rough world out there. Yeah, look, he's got a face.
Using a 3D touch or BDL touch sensor on a Delta printer.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that, dang it. You're a guest writer. Better than a ghostwriter. You're a ghostwriter, you write so nobody could see you. Logical waste. You couldn't be more right about that. It has definitely been a grind. Once you establish it in your mind that you're going to do it, and you got to do it. And for me, it got to the point where, you know, when people started to support me, you know, and I'm humbled when I say this, and it kind of chokes me out, but you know, when I first got my first Patreon, and somebody actually said, you know what you're doing is worth me giving you my hard-earned money, even if it's just a little bit every month. And that meant something, and it meant an obligation that I took upon it, you know, that I have to make videos now. You know, this person is interested and I have to do it, you know. But that's where I'm at, you know. I don't want to do just stupid, insignificant videos all the time either. But there's the same aluminum casting I came across another channel today that put it something in aluminum to make it more flowing. Yes. Yeah, I've watched tons and tons and tons and hours of casting videos. I've done. That's not my issue. I can get it to melt. I can get it to pour. I can get it to flow. Right now, is what I'm doing is taking a new technology, being the 3D printer, and making castings with it. Using not only the 3D printer to not just to print things to be printed or to be cast, but using it to make tools for my casting. Like my cast box. Like the box itself, making it so it's the mold. All that stuff. That's my niche. So if you had that channel name, I'd love to be able to see, because I'm subscribed to most of the casting channels on YouTube. Well, Ron, I don't know if you got a chance to watch Maker's Muse last video. I'm not going on a break. I'm not going to stop uploading, but I'm going to stop pressuring myself because it's not burnout, but it's the fact that in the maker community, it's not like I'm just drawing something and I'm making a video of how I'm drawing it, or it's not like I'm making a video on how to make a video and I'm using it right here and I could just kind of do I can come up with things. With the making community, is what he was saying in his video, was in the making community, it takes time for some just 3D printing. It takes 8 to 10 hours to print something significant. So to be able to put out a video every day, I would literally have to have started something 5 days ago, recorded it when it was finished, edited it after that, and have it ready, and have 4 or 5 videos on deck, or have, like Joel telling, he has a whole, he's got an editor, so he can just record a bunch of stuff, send it off to him, and he's probably got enough, time on his hands where he's got 3 or 4 videos ahead of time. So, that being said, I have been pretty regular about at least once a week, if not twice a week. So I'm not saying that's going to change or anything like that. But I'm just not going to pressure myself to make something, just to make a video. I'm going to make it pertinent to what I'm doing, and keep those awesome. I got a bunch of stuff in the works. It's just hard, And of course, this week, my whole company, except for me and my helper, is on vacation. They're in the Bahamas, or they're going to the Bermuda, and I'm working all week. Oh well. So, where he at? He's at 42. Logical Waste, vmod.wordpress.com. Okay. That's one way to cheat around the... No, not really. But, it is hard to come up with ideas randomly. I do. I got something I gotta still get out. I know you don't have to. Sean, I love you. You're such a, you're such a jerk. Uh, but what are you sorry about? Oh no, don't be sorry, man. If I could figure out how to fix it so that you guys could post up in chat without. I'm gonna fix this camera. Breaking my neck here. Anybody in there? All right, let's see. Need to go to community. Yeah, Techie Dad. Let me. What was that? I'll put the link up. I'm okay with this. Community settings. Give me that channel name again, Techie Dad. Should be just Techie Dad. Yeah, go get some coffee, Ron. Yeah, man. Yes. Techie Dad. 9:35. Let's see. Copy. UCWT. Yeah, that's the one I got. I'm subscribed now. And here's the link. So now I should be able to see, it won't let me do anything. Dun dun dun. Need more googly eyes. Bitch 3D. What's wrong with your 3D printer? Oh, where do I put the googly eyes? Where would I put them? Yeah, that's the, you gotta have 100 before you can get a custom name. Ah, okay. I just got like, let's see if I got one right here. just got 2 packages of these. So I could. I never thought about that. I did think, you know, I could put them on the printer. Good idea. Good idea. So. I see what I gotta do. I see what I gotta do. Silly me. Okay. Run. I see what I've got to do. Ron, you're at 63 now. Okay, so there, copy, paste. Yay, there, I figured it out. Hey, Ron, type something, will ya? Oh wait, I gotta save it. Gotta save it. Live long, yeah, man. I mean, that's the way we gotta do it, man. We gotta support each other. Otherwise, we're never gonna learn anything unless we share, you know. And some people just aren't good enough to, with them, they're, you know. They can't get in front of a camera. You know, I didn't meant to come out that way, but you know, they're not comfortable enough to edit and make a video, you know. So this is how they do it. They learned from us. Hey, there you go. See it now, Ron. Woohoo, Techie Dad, you try it now. Yeah! Now you guys are moderators. Bruce. Where are you at, Bruce? Bruce Neely, where'd you go? Are you still here, Bruce? Okay, I gotta fix that one too, yes. Bruce, what does your face look like? What's your channel look like? Okay, I see it now. Just the channel. Do you even have a channel? But I do need to go to... I just figured out how to make the moderators, so... I'm making some moderators. And the way I'm making them is you don't have a channel? Oh no. Now Ron and Ron is a Patreon supporter. Bruce is also, and I was going to try to make you a moderator, but if you don't have a channel, I can't post it in there. Too much work for you? No, it'll just basically get you can type things that other people wouldn't be able to type. So, hey, what's that? Oh, I don't think that's him though. Maybe it is. Copy. Paste. Yeah, that's you. How'd you find that? How'd you do that? How'd you find that, Ron? On the chat site, 3 dots. Ah! Okay. And then I don't see that though. Go to channel. But I have, let me see if I can go to, I'm in a different screen than you are. I'm in a different screen, that's why. Let me go. We're just hanging out, having fun now, letting this thing print. 3 dots. Participants. Doesn't allow me to click. Yeah, I don't see anything like that. But I'm going to try something different. Okay. Lost my chat window. Where's my chat window? Where is it? Pop out chat. Bring it back over here. Alright, alright. Okay, so yes. Yes, you could put the link to the Fusion filament right now if you want. But I do have to make a video for that. I really do. But to be honest with you, that I printed so much stuff. I'm literally, the red is almost gone. So yes, you now have power, but I can take it away. Oh, sorry. Some good stuff right there. American made. American made. Yeah, it printed good. I mean, here's the thing is that somebody said one time that there's no bad filament, there's only bad settings. What I have learned is that if you know certain things to look for, then you know what to do to fix it eventually. And if you guys have not invested in a food dehydrator, I highly suggest that you just go and invest in one. I have a $20 one right here, and you see how high it will go. I can actually put like 3 rolls of filament in there at one time. On high, I've measured it. It's at like about 60 to 65 degrees. It drops the humidity down to below 20%, and you can leave it in there without worrying about it burning in the oven, you know? It's one of those tools that every 3D printer owner that has, you know, all the filament that you got behind me, you know, that's all being exposed to, you know, I live in upstate New York, and right now it's like 50, let's see, just out of curiosity, I've had this thing just sitting here, and right now it's 43% humidity in this room right here where I'm sitting. So all that filament is just 50% of the air is water, and it's absorbing that, you know, and it doesn't like it. And PLA will start to get brittle, and you know, it will well, like this roll has been sitting out for quite a while. This is the last thing I printed with the Piper, and well, it's pretty good. It's not so bad. But I've got some stuff that you snap it and it boom, it just breaks. And if I get like that, I'll just throw it in the dehumidifier for a couple hours. I don't know if you ever tried to print with TPU, but TPU is super hygroscopic. Ziploc bags, yes. You can be paranoid, but that's okay. You know, if you have a dehydrator. Boom. You can do it. Why? Yeah. Why is this color for cinder? What is this pile of molten plastic in the oven? Dude, I'm sorry, man. I was like drying my filament, and then I sat down, man, and I smoked a bowl, and I forgot about it was in the oven, and now I don't know what to do until my Amazon order comes, man. College kid with 3D printer. Yeah, Denver, I mean, you're in Colorado, man. That's pretty much what the humidity is year-round. You're in great climate. If I had my choice of anywhere to be right now, it would be in central United States. Oh, you put it at 170 degrees? Wow, you did a burnout, man. That's like burnout process. Definitely good for printing. Good for allergies or anything like that. I mean, I've got some bones that have been broken and stuff, and when it starts to rain and stuff, oh, humidity kills me. So, gentlemen and ladies, boys and girls, what printer do you think that you would like to see me fix next? Should we break out the CR10? Get that thing working, or should we get the ANET, my first printer, up and running and being used again? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in chat. Okay, if it was Fahrenheit, then that's a little bit more reasonable, yeah. Because 300 degrees Fahrenheit is what Celsius?
The answer is 148.9 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, 300 degrees Fahrenheit is 148.9 degrees Celsius. The CR10, I've got an extrusion issue, so I'm going to, and I got a new probe on it, or for it, so I'm going to be making it auto bed leveling, as well as I'm going to be putting a direct drive. Instead of making it Bowden, I've got an adapter, and it's going to make it a direct drive. So that one's going to be easier to fix than the ANET. The ANET got some bad bed wiring I got to fix. I got some really noisy bearings that I'm going to replace, and some really old firmware that I'm going to upgrade, and I'm going to add a sensor onto that as well. That's the hardest. Not much, Ron. We just kind of been chewing the cud. Well, to be honest, John, I mean, the ANET's electronics are fairly, I mean, just like everybody else's, you know, they're pretty reliable. My ANET is actually printing fabulous with my EV, so yes, it is. Why not? If you had a Corvette engine laying around and a broke down Yugo, and somebody says, I get you can't make that Yugo go really fast. Let's do it. Yeah, if you don't have a humidity problem, then there's no reason that you would have humidity problems as a result in your filament. So, yeah, 5 to 6 degrees humidity, it's pretty low. Actually, you know that Yugo came out with a minivan? You know what they called it? A Wego. So this snail wins the lottery. And he goes down to the car lot and he says to the car salesman, I want the fastest red car that you've got. And I want you to paint an S right on the side. And the salesman said, sure, but can I ask why? And the snail said, yeah, when I drive that really red car go with the S on it really fast by people, they'll be like, whoa, look at that S car go. Yeah, 70. Oh, that's right. You're in UK. Yeah, it's pretty wet over there, isn't it? So, anyways, we got about 40 minutes before this is done printing. I'll hang out until then, and we'll just kind of talk about things. What do I got working? What do I got? Just sunk in. Let's see. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be casting here. I've actually got... Oh, excuse me. A table full of stuff that I'm going to be doing some lost PLA casting. I will be doing some more wax attempts at my Maker Coin or Maker Bullion. We are definitely going to try to get some of them. David! Thank you so much. Or Davis, not David. Davis, thank you. Welcome. Hi. Channel's looking great. Thank you. Does the Delta shutter when the screen updates? Stutter when the screen updates. I'm not sure I know what you're asking there, CNX. CNX, elaborate your question there again, would you? Oh. No, I don't see a stutter. What version of Marlin were you running? A small pumpkin printing for a friend and someone who wanted a mask. Paying the full lot plus boredom tax. Oh, that's funny. No. Oh. Delta's one a 32-bit. You think, Ron? You think it'd be worth going 32-bit with this? I know that I believe that the CNCs are the CME CNCs are running a duet board. Tons of calculations. You know, I've thought about that. I am a member of the Clipper group. I think Sean, aren't you like in the Clipper? Yes, mine is this is just a not a tarantula. Yeah, it's just a ramps type of board, like a ramps combination. You got it working. It's good, huh? Well, I'm scared of new things. I mean, it took me a lot to dip my toes into actually doing firmware. I mean, I still have the ANET is still running the stock firmware, so yeah, see, I'm not sure. And I know with 32-bit boards now is running Marlin 2.0, so I don't know what the new changes in that are. So I'm gonna take a quick pee break and grab a soda. I'll be back in less than 2 minutes. Watch my printer. All right, I'm back. Fresh Dr. Pepper. So what I miss? Yeah. John, what you said. The Trigrilla. Nerd stuff, yeah. I love nerd stuff. Were you timing me, Ron? I had to pee. 4:30 a.m. Well, it is 11:30 p.m. my time, so. Dun, 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 dun. It's looking good, folks. It's looking very nice. I like it. And you never know, this could be end up on your pocket or on your belt loop or on your keychain if you run into me at Murph. I'm printing a bunch of, I'm going to just be, it's one of my test things. When I'm printing out filament, I print one. Here, look, this one's infusion. Ah, look at that. This right here is MG Chemicals. I wish I knew why my chat was not working in my OSB though. Snappy. Who should be talking about a snappy? Who's got a snappy? Did I update the key? No. Last stream it didn't do it either. Nope. Haven't done that. Let's see. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Nope, everything matches. I just don't know. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yes, it is snappy. Very snappy. Before it just let's see if I can switch the screen. Before it would show it like right in here. This is where I got my chat box right there. See? But it ain't showing now. So I don't know. Now, forgive me for my ignorance on this, but what is MMU2? Is that multi-material unit 2? I don't know, what is that? Do I have a separate chat box program running? Nope. All I've got is OSB Streamlab. Like I said, I haven't done anything. Okay. Account settings. Dun dun dun. Gotcha. That's what I thought. Just making sure. Now that's the one where it's got it like a rail, and then it moves the thing, and then it extrudes it, and then backs it out, and then moves the thing. It's like the new one, right? Versus the first one was they had the big Y where it went into all like that, yeah? Yeah. And you see, Jim Carter just got a pallet too, and we were chatting for a little bit, and he was showing me some of the pictures and the purge blocks and the the calibration. I mean, it's a whole nother ball game, man. And for me, it doesn't make much sense to spend that much time printing something multicolor that I'm just gonna make a mold and melt it down and turn it into aluminium. Rah. But it would be cool for a marketing aspect. I think in a couple of years they'll have it, or maybe a year or so, they'll have it tweaked to the point where it'll be it'll be really simple to run and use. What? Oh. Hey guys, just so you wanted to know, let's try something here real quick. Tesla Filament, Dan Salvador just sent me a message saying that if you if you are inside the mind of Matt lovers, a lover, this is free shipping for It Mom lovers. So anything that you order from Tesla, if you use the code ITMOM, all capital, all one word, during checkout, you will get free shipping on any order. Plus, I believe, I'm not sure, I'm going to ask real quick. Because I have a coupon code for 12% discount, so I'm asking if you can use both. Okay, so you can only use free shipping or the 12%. Okay, so one or the other. But, I mean, it's still good stuff. What did he say now? Now, hang on, sorry, he's giving me coupons. Oh, he's there. Okay, he's in chat. So that last coupon that you gave me, Dan, is that like a minimum order or something? Or is that just for me, or is that for one person, or? And I love you too, Dan. I love you guys, and I love this. I really, if Tesla could be sold on a shelf that I could just walk up to and pick it out, it would be my go-to. You do have to kind of wait for shipping, and therefore you got to kind of stock up, but it's good stuff. So no minimum. So if you use the coupon code ITMOM VIP, okay, you guys are the only one hearing about this. I'm not putting it anybody else. Okay, so if you showed up to this live stream, you're getting it. But if you use the code ITMOM VIP, it'll give you $20 off your whole order. And that's Tesla-filament.com. Link is in the chat. All right, let's check on this guy. Where is it? There's Cubert. We've got 13 minutes of printing left. Coop 1. Who's out of orange? Oh, the other guy is. Oh, nice. It's a good thing to be able to breathe. Since I quit smoking, I've been breathing a lot better myself. Yes, it's October. Everybody's out of orange. Everybody's printing pumpkins. Tesla has PLA, ABS, PETG, and TPU, nylon, am I missing anything? Do you guys have hips? Tesla is actually in Israel, so they're over there anyways. And I have printed tons of PLA. I'm not really an ABS printer. I've printed lots of the PETG, and I've printed a little bit of the TPU, but TPU it's a tough animal. But I have gotten it. This is TPU, Tesla TPU. I mean, no more than you're gonna get if you buy anything from China. I've gotten stuff in like 3 days, you know. Speaking of which, Dan, we got some time, but Murph's coming. I'd like to, you know, see if there's some. But I told you when you're not so when all the excitement of everything going on in your life wears out, and you can talk. We got some time, but before Murph, I want to talk to you, Dan. Oh, looks like we're laying down some top layers here, guys and gals. But I will say that thank God that I do have, you know, like I said, if Tesla was available to me like some other stuff is, where I can literally just go to the store, and I mean, I'm working on a print project right now, and you know, I'm gonna have, you know, 3 or 4 rolls on each of them.
Hey Max, thank you for showing me the paper cigarette. So thank you. I quit smoking on Friday, and I got this little thingy, and look.
I've started a trend.
Yeah. Watching your live stream now.
I've started a stream. This is Dan,
Good luck.
and he quit smoking on Friday. I'm starting a trend. Oh, by the way, Dan, that last big package that you did send a bunch of gifts in it, the heater cartridge that was supposedly for the ANET, well, that is installed right there. Yeah, Dan's awesome. It's not that often that you can say that a filament company has fallen in love with you. But I've fallen in love with you too. These guys had my live stream going on the, I think he said a 64-inch screen on the production line, and they were watching my live stream while filament was being made. RC mod modification. RC. That's like a redundant statement from the Department of Redundancy Department. What's happening? So this year, Dan, I'm hoping, it's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, but I'm hoping to be able to get you an autograph this year. You know where I'm talking about. Oh. So yeah, we're gonna let this finish up. It says it's got 4 minutes left. Oh, excuse me. Then I'm definitely gonna mosey on off to bed. Do have to get up early. Well, you know, that's yeah, you know, kind of what I was getting at, you know. I have, well, like I said, we need to talk, all right? Because I got a couple ideas, you know, for both of us benefit, you know. But did you ever have a problem with a printer head lifting up and going back down if you print a big piece on the outer edge of the print? Going up and coming back down. Thomas, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. You're not talking about Z-Hop, actually, are you? Well, Sean, I'm more thinking about, you know, I've already got a booth. I'm going to be going and I'm going to be setting up and I'm going to be printing. And you know, if I'm giving away stuff, I don't need to have a vendor booth. But we'll talk, Dan, for sure. Fusion filament for life. Stop it. I'll print with, you know, what I'm printing with these guys over here, all right, this box right here is being printed with PLA, and it's actually going to be used for something. I'm hoping that it's going to withstand what it's going to be put through, but as far as plastics go, I guess it all depends on the purpose that you're using it for. Determines, you know, it's a weird. Filament is one of them subjects that there's so many filaments out there, you know. What do you choose? You know, finding something that's consistent, finding something that's available, finding something that's affordable. Those are all things that are really, you know, determine a lot of things and a lot of sales and a lot of, you know, choices, you know. And as far as, you know, Tesla, I mean, they reached out to me, and, you know, if I didn't know about, if they didn't reach out to me, I might not have ever known about them, you know, because that's what I'm saying. There's so many different filament companies and names and stuff out there, you know. How does one decide, you know? But I have had good luck with it, and, you know, I should have more stock, but I'm just rambling now. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Now it's stuck, but I will say that definitely probably going to end up moving my nozzle a little closer to the bed, but pretty good. Let's assemble. Ta-da! Here we have it. Any news on the Murph controversy? I know that there was, I actually ordered my tickets, and even though they were free, it still showed me I got refunded because the event had been canceled. And then, of course, they gave out the proper link, but I think it's all straightened out. I haven't really tried to figure it out. Let me show you. Let me show you some Tesla stuff. Where is it? Oh. This is the blue. And as you see, it's pretty translucent. I like it. This is what the red looks like, or the orange looks like. This is all Tesla filament. Flexible, PLA. The orange is PETG. The gray is PLA. The Tesla Open RC, yeah. That was one of the things I was printing on the Delta, is this pinion gear was stripped out. I stripped it out at Earth. I was showing off to Uncle Jesse, and I stripped that gear right off, and it hasn't ran since. So today was the first day I got it up and running. But yeah, what do we got there? Ah, that's the Murph. Let's take a look. The Murph controversy. I'll read it. But yeah, thanks for the link. So, any other things you guys want to ask real quick? Otherwise, I'm just gonna say toodles for now. Actually, I'll hit the 3-hour mark. We've got an hour, minute and 15 seconds to say goodbye. Farewell. I'll be back. Why don't we say we'll be back Wednesday? I'll dig out the ANET, and we'll get cracking at upgrading her and getting her printing again. I got plenty of these boxes to print. I still got, let's see, I got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm halfway through. I got 18. I got to print 36. So that's where I'm at. No problem, CNX. And I don't know, you guys, you need to maybe go uncheck your notifications and then recheck it. Go into the special advanced portion of it and see if that, all your stuff, if you didn't get a notification here. So, but I'll be back on Wednesday night, probably 7-ish, 7:30-ish, and we'll do another live stream, fix another printer. So, have a good night, everybody. Thanks again for stopping inside the Mind of Matt. Happy printing and be safe pouring. See you on the next one. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget that code, because you guys are the only ones that get it unless somebody gets this far watching my live stream replay. So thanks again, Dan. Thanks again for all my Patreon supporters. all that bought me a cup of coffee. Anybody that uses my Amazon link, it actually really helps. A lot of the things that I've been able to buy with the channel have been as a result of you guys buying stuff through my Amazon link. So super appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody. Sleep well. Be safe. Love you guys. Bye.